is my Booktube birthday today, and I cannot believe that I've been on Booktube for one whole year. I'd been watching YouTube for a long time, especially book-related videos, and I just didn't have the confidence to do one on my own. I didn't think I could do it. And then when lockdown hit, at the library where I worked at, I did some videos for particularly children's story times, so that we could reach some of our younger members of the community while we were in lockdown and they couldn't come into the library. And I really enjoyed it, and I thought, well, if I can do this for work, why can't I do it for myself? So I just took a chance one day with my phone, had a little go. It was for Becca's Bookoplathon last year. I did my TBR on here, and there was lots of ums and ahs during it, and you can tell I'm really nervous, but I just went on from there, and I've continued to film when I felt like it since then. So I want to thank everybody who's watched my videos. I think I'm on 229 subscribers as of now, and I just can't believe there's that many people who want to watch what I've got to say, but I'm delighted. I'm glad you're here. And I want to thank all of my Booktube friends, not just the 10 who have picked books for me for the next year going ahead, which you'll see shortly, but everybody who's welcomed me in. There's so many great booktubers. I couldn't possibly ask every single booktuber I know to pick a book for me, because this video would be hours long. So I have chosen the 10 people who I have the most to do with on Booktube at the moment, and I've asked them to pick a book for me to read within the next year. So that, like I said, there's 10. This isn't all of my Booktube friends. This is just 10 of them. There are others as well, but these are the people who got back to me and produced a video for this collaboration. So without further ado, the first person is Chloe, and I will hand you over to Chloe.
Hey Helen, thank you for letting me choose one of your books. I am very honoured. I've had a look through your Goodreads and checked out what you said you wanted to read. So I don't know whether you own this one, but it's a book I really think you'll enjoy, and that is Normal People by Sally Rooney. So I read this, when did I read it? March of this year, and it absolutely blew me away. It's one of those that has lots of booktube hype, but I genuinely do think it deserves it. If you don't know, this is about Connell and Marianne, who grow up in a tiny town in Ireland, and it's just the story of them going from teenagers to adults and interacting as normal people. I really enjoyed it. I think you will too. And yeah, that is my pick.
So I'm really glad that Chloe's picked Normal People by Sally Rooney. I remember seeing Anna from, I think it's a channel called The Home Edit, really raved about Sally Rooney at one point, and she mentioned both that one and Conversations with Friends, and that's why it's on my list. And I'd also seen, I don't tend to read books when there's a lot of hype about them. I would tend to read them afterwards, which is why I'd put this one off for a while, and then I think there was a BBC adaptation of it that people had lots of mixed feelings about, so I kind of let that die down as well. So I'm really glad Chloe's picked it now, because I will read it, and then if I like it enough I might look at the TV series. But yeah, I've had a lot to do with Chloe on Booktube. She was one of the first booktubers that I actually watched on here, and I love watching her channel. What I love about Chloe is she's on about 2k subscribers now, but she's still, like, she's 10 times bigger than my channel is, but she still makes times for all of the booktubers who are smaller as well, and she always supports us, and we do lots of buddy reads together, and you know, she's always turning up on people's reading sprints to support them on there, and I just really appreciate that although she's a bigger booktuber relatively to some of the smaller ones, she still makes time for us. So yeah, definitely go over and watch Chloe's channel. Everybody that I mentioned will be listed in the comments below. So now I'm going to hand over to Mo from Paperback Mo, and he picked a book for me.
Hey Helen, my recommendation is Lexicon by Max Barry. So I've given this some thought, and I've chosen this book for you because I know you work in a library, and this book is all about linguistics and the power of language. It's got some good twists, and I'm looking forward to hearing what you think.
So the book that Mo mentioned was Lexicon by Max Barry. I'd never heard of this one. I managed to get this off Music Magpie for £2.50, which I didn't think was bad, and it's come in relatively good condition. I really love the fact that he's used the fact that I work in a library to pick this book out for me. I don't want to know any more about it. I just want to give it a go and see how it is. But I love that he's picked one that's like out of my comfort zone that I wouldn't necessarily have picked myself, but he's made it sound really interesting. And that's what I love about Mo's channel. There's a lot of books, because we do read some different stuff, there's a lot of books that he mentions that even though they're not within my what I'd normally pick, he makes me want to read them by the way he describes them. But either way, if you want a channel that's going to put a smile on your face, go and watch Mo's channel, because he's just always got a big smile on his face and he speaks so enthusiastically, and it just will brighten up your day. So definitely go and check out Mo's channel. Again, I'll leave him listed in the description below. And now I'm going to hand over to Charlotte for her to let you know which book she's chose for me.
Hi Helen, Charlotte here. Happy Booktube birthday! Huge congratulations! So the book I picked for you, I was considering a couple of options, but I decided to go for Anxious People by Fredrik Backman. I discovered Fredrik Backman this year, so I read 3 of his books. I started out with Anxious People. I think this is an amazing book, and I've made so many of my friends read it, so now it's your turn to read it. And yeah, I really hope you enjoy it. And I think it's a perfect pick for you, because it's a Swedish author, so you could either use it for your book club or for next year's Eurovision-a-thon, whenever. But it is a truly amazing book. I really hope you appreciate his writing, and I hope you will love this book and that you will continue to read Fredrik Backman, because I love his books. So yeah. Hope you liked that one. Thank you for including me in this one, and keep up the amazing work. You're such a great friend in the Booktube community, and yeah, happy Booktube birthday. See ya!
So I've been meaning to read Fredrik Backman for ages. I don't think I've read any of his so far, but I'm really excited to read Anxious People. I came across Charlotte when she took part in Eurovision-a-thon this year, and that's how I've met her, and not known each other very long, but again, she's really supportive. She really threw herself into Eurovision-a-thon and was a regular commenter, poster on there when I did any videos or any comments on Twitter. Yeah, so she also did Olympics-a-thon this year, which I absolutely did terrible on. But yeah, everybody, once they joined Eurovision-a-thon and enjoyed picking books for countries, they wanted to again do something around the countries, and so it really fit in well that then Charlotte came up with Olympics-a-thon so everybody could read on behalf of their country, and it was a really nice follow-on from Eurovision-a-thon, and everybody really seemed to love that one as well. So yeah, go back and check out some of those videos about Olympics-a-thon and the closing ceremony. She did a whole sprint, so even now you could go back and do some sprints along with that. But yeah, really looking forward to getting to know Charlotte a bit more over the next year. But thanks for picking my book, Charlotte. Next is Mel, and so I'm going to hand over to her and let her tell you the book that she's chosen for me.
Hi Helen, hi everyone. Happy 1 year booktube anniversary, Helen. I'm so excited for you that you've reached this milestone, and I'm so excited to be asked to be part of this amazing video to celebrate. I am so glad that we have become friends through this community, and yeah, like I said, thank you so much for asking me to be a part of this video and to be able to choose you a book. So the book that I've chosen for you today is Playing Beatty Bow by Ruth Park. This book is a book that I've read many years ago because it was actually part of my English high school curriculum. When I saw that it was on your Goodreads want to read list, I couldn't go past because I remember really enjoying this one. This is a young adult historical fiction. It also incorporates a tiny little bit of time travel, but mostly, like I said, it's historical fiction. We follow a young woman who goes back in time to, I believe it is the late 1700s, early 1800s in Sydney, and we follow her as she tries to figure out where she is, what's going on, why she's there, all of that sort of thing. I think you'll really, really enjoy it, and I'm really excited to hear what you think of it. So happy 1 year anniversary, like I said, and enjoy the book.
Now, Beatty Bow is a book that my friend, I think it's one that my friend Claire from work mentioned to me as well a while ago. That's why it's on my Goodreads list to read. She mentioned that she'd read it at school, or when she was younger as a middle grade, and wanted to know my thoughts on it. So Mel has kindly picked it, and therefore I'm kind of killing two birds with one stone, if you like, because I'll be able to tell Claire what I thought about it. I'll be able to discuss it with Mel because she read it at school as well. And yeah, it's all good times all around. What can I say about Mel? We have really become firm friends over the last year on BookTube. Again, she was somebody I watched before I decided to make my own videos. She's really going from strength to strength on here. I enjoy taking part when I can in her and Ellie's reading sprints that they do. Is it every other Sunday? Go and check the channels out, you'll find out exactly when they are, but they're always a hoot when you go and watch them, or even get a chance to joint host on there with them. They have guest booktubers on every few weeks, so sometimes I've been lucky enough to go on there. It doesn't always fit in with what I've got on, so I always try and bob on if I can, just as to join in with the sprints. But when I can, I do like to go on and actually be on the live show with them, because it's always a fun time. So yeah, I've got a lot of time for Mel because yeah, we've just become really good friends, and I'm glad that I met her on here. So next I'm going to hand over to Jessica, and she's going to tell you which book she has chosen for me.
Hi Helen, congratulations on your BookTube anniversary. It's been a joy getting to know you over this past year. My book recommendation is The Castle of Tangled Magic by Sophie Anderson. This is a middle grade fantasy that I think you and your daughter will really love reading together. Again, congratulations.
I'm delighted that Jessica has picked the Tangled Magic book for me, because I haven't read any of Sophie Anderson yet, and I keep picking up The Girl Who Spoke Bear, and what's the other one? Girl Who Spoke Bear and The House with Chicken Legs. Keep picking those two up and never getting around to them. So if I read this one, this will probably encourage me to read the other two. But me and Jessica have really got to know each other over the last year on BookTube. We are like a buddy reading team. We started working our way all the way through the Lunar Chronicles series together. We had to stop before winter, but we're going to read that very soon. We recently read The Witch's Boy together. This month we're going to read Amari and the Night Brothers together. So yeah, we regularly stay in touch. So definitely go and check out Jessica's channel, because she's just a lovely, lovely lady and a really good friend. So next I'm going to hand over to Sam, and she's going to tell you which book she has chosen for me.
Hi Helen, I hope you're doing good. Thank you for asking me to be in this video. I'm really excited. I hope you love all the books that everyone chooses for you. I was looking through your Goodreads trying to decide what book I wanted to pick, and the book that I decided to go for is Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. I haven't actually read this book yet, but it's been on my TBR for a really long time, and so if you're up for buddy reading it at some point, then definitely let me know, because yeah, like I said, been wanting to read this for a really long time. I believe that this is a classic gothic mystery, and it follows a woman who meets this guy on holiday, and they have this whirlwind love affair, and they end up getting married, and he takes her home to Mandalay, which is his huge mansion. And when she arrives, she starts to feel like she's being haunted by his ex-wife who passed away, and I don't know whether it's one of those situations where she's actually being haunted, or whether she feels like she's living in this woman's shadow. I've heard that it's really atmospheric, and I know that they turned it into a film last year, or was it a TV show? I know that they adapted it last year, and I don't know if you've seen the adaptation yet. I haven't, and so yeah, I thought that it would be a really good book to buddy read if you are up for it. Happy BookTube birthday, and I will speak to you soon.
I made up to have a classic on the list. I think it's the only classic on here that I've got. Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. It's one of them I think I feel quite intimidated by, because it is a classic and because I know a lot of people have got thoughts on it. I'm delighted to say that I will be buddy reading it with Sam, because what better way to read a classic and discuss if you actually understand it than with somebody else, so that'll be really good. So yeah, I made up she's picked this one. It's one that I've meant to read for a long time. But yeah, me and Sam have just really hit it off on BookTube. I think I want to try all the authors that she mentions. She reads a lot of thriller stuff, so I haven't read any Riley Sager yet, but I've got some of them on my list. She likes Ruth Ware, and we're going to be buddy reading one by one. I think it's this month. Yeah, she did my Scrabble and Sam this time, so go and check that out. She did my books this time for my Scrabble TBR. And fingers crossed, in October when I go to Stratford, it's not too far away from where Sam lives, so we might get to meet up. And how wonderful will that be to get together for a cuppa and to read some books, or well, read some books, shop for some books and discuss books, not read them. We're not going to sit, well, we might do, we might sit and have a read in a cafe. That might be interesting, mightn't it? But yeah, fingers crossed we'll get to meet up, and maybe you'll see some footage of that around then. So thanks, Van, for picking this one. Next I'm going to hand over to Becca, and she can show you which book she's chosen for me.
Hi Helen, happy 1 year BookTube anniversary. So for my choice, I am picking for you You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson. I really want you to read this book. I think you'll really enjoy it. It's cute, it's contemporary, and personally I think the bisexual rep is just amazing in this, and you'll fall in love with the characters. It's one of those reads that you'll get sucked into, and I just think it's a really fun read, and I just want to shove this in everyone's faces. So of course I had to pick this for you when I saw that you have not read it yet. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it as much as I did.
So I made up that Becca has chosen You Should See Me in a Crown. She actually gifted me this one, so I'm glad she's picked it because it means I'll get around to it quicker. Yeah, the cover is gorgeous. She said it's a must read, so I will do. This is the one that I'm going to read this month for my Bookathon LGBTQ plus rep book, because Becca said that the bisexual rep in this is fantastic, so that is why I'm going for it. But me and Becca are just really great friends on BookTube. We've done quite a few buddy reads together, particularly some middle grades. I can't buddy read this one with her because she's obviously already read it and loved it, but she just speaks with so much enthusiasm. That's why I cannot miss her videos, and as soon as they come up I try to watch them straight away, because she's just so excitable about everything in a good way. She loves Disney and I love Disney, so every time she's putting up purchases that she's bought on Disney, I'm just obsessed. And when we took Sophie away to Nottingham this weekend, she bought her first Funko Pop. She bought a Minnie Mouse, like Pride coloured one, and the minute she bought it I just thought, oh my goodness, I'm going to have to message Becca and say she's going to start an obsession, because I love collecting things. I think Sophie's catching that bug, and if you've seen Becca's channel you will see how many Funko Pops she's got. So Sophie is starting out with the first one and we'll watch how we go, but it just instantly made me think of Becca when Sophie put this up in a shop and said she wanted this Funko Pop. So yeah, definitely go and check out Becca's channel, she's fantastic. Next I'm going to hand over to Kaz so she can tell you which book she's picked for me.
Hey guys, it's Kaz here, aka Cats and Camera, aka Helen's Scrabble TBR buddy. So first of all, well done for making a full year on BookTube. It's a good time, I'm glad you're here, I'm glad we're sharing this with you, and also thank you for choosing me to pick one of these books for you. So, with this book, I wanted to make sure it was a book that you wanted to actually read, rather than me picking something random, and that I've also already read. So I used a very useful compare books thing on Goodreads, and I've decided that my pick for you, Helen, is 'Twas the Night Shift Before Christmas by Adam Kay. This is a super short one, it's Christmassy, I'm sure you'll pick it up at December, but I just finished reading This Is Going to Hurt. I read this one before This Is Going to Hurt and it was amazing. You've also read This Is Going to Hurt and you haven't read this one, so that is why my pick is this. I'm sure you know exactly what's gonna happen in here. You've read his other book. It's a medical memoir type thing, following a doctor over, I think it's maybe 7 Christmases that he worked in a row. So obviously there's humour, there's sorrow, there's all the good bits in between, and I hope you enjoy it.
I'm so glad that Kaz has picked this one. I know I keep saying I'm so glad, but I am, because quite a lot of people have picked ones off my want to read list, but some people have gone totally off that and I'm still dead excited. So yeah, this was definitely on my list. I've read This Is Gonna Hurt by Adam Kay and found it really moving and really funny in some parts. I know this is going to be the same, but I've heard people say there's really, really emotional ones in this, so I've been putting it off for a while. So I made up that Kaz has picked it for me. Yes, I might save it till Christmas because these books are to be read throughout the year. So yeah, this could definitely be a Christmas read. It's not going to take me too long, so it's not a big hefty book. So I'm made up with that. Definitely go over and check out Kaz's channel. I love watching. She's just got such a dry sense of humour. She's really cool. And I don't know if she'd say she's really cool, but I think she's really cool. She's just got that really, just a cool vibe when you watch her videos. She is who she is. She tells you exactly what she thinks about these books, whether she likes them, whether she doesn't, and I love that. I just want somebody to be really blunt's not the word, but just say what they really feel and don't care because that's just their opinion. She's recently started doing some boxes of like craft type of art boxes that she opens, so that's really cool. It's good to watch those. I know recently that she's done a book tour. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but she's done a tour of her bookshelf, so I'm going to go and look around how she's reorganised that. And so yeah, and she always cuts to her sponsors, which are cats. And if you've watched my recent video about going to Nottingham to see the cat cafe, and if you've ever heard me talk about treacle or seen treacle in one of my videos, then you know that I'm cat obsessed as well. So definitely go and check out Kaz's video. And now I'm going to hand over to Kim from Expedition to 2 Pages so that she can tell you which book she's chose for me.
Happy Booktube birthday, Helen! I was going to sing, but I'm a really bad singer, so I'm not going to sing you happy birthday. But I hope that you're having a good day, and thank you for asking me to pick one of your books for you to read in this next year. So the book that I have gone for is a second in a series. I noticed on Goodreads that you have read the first one and you gave it 3 stars, but when I read these books I also rated the first one lower than the second one. So I have high hopes that you're going to rate the second one higher, and I'd really like to hear your thoughts on it as well. And that is Wondersmith, The Calling of Morrigan Crew. So yeah, I hope you enjoy, and I look forward to seeing what other books you get for this next year. See you later!
I have had Wondersmith on Audible for so long and I haven't listened to it. I really did enjoy Nevermore, even though I gave it 3 stars, because I think it's one of them where you have to build the world up a little bit and then it'll just take off. So I understand when Kim says that she thinks I'll like the second one a lot more. And then I've also got Hollowpox downstairs that Mel gifted to me, so I really want to get to that one as well. So well done, Kim, for picking Wondersmith, because I need to get around to it. Again, I've got to know Kim really well over the last 12 months. You can see her on my Scrabble and TBR trail video where she played her TBR game for me so that I could get some prompts from that. She's just really soft spoken, really lovely person, and she's recently started a I was going to say Gossip Girl, Gilmore Girls read along with her mum, and they're going through some of the books that Rory likes to read. They've started off with Little Dorrit. I got to page 116 or something and just had to give up with it. It wasn't my kind of thing, but I know her and her mum are still going with that. I think they've picked a smaller book as well. I can't remember if it was, what was it, the little Match Girl or one of them. I think it was a Hans Christian Andersen one to read besides that, so I may try and get round to that one, but I'm looking forward to seeing which Rory Gilmore book they pick next. And it's lovely to see our mum on there as well. I do love seeing people's family members on their booktube because you just get a real sense of the person and how they get along with their family and friends, and it's just lovely. So yeah, definitely go and check out Kim's channel. And lastly but no means least is Kevin from Much Ado About Kevin, and he's going to come on and tell you about the book that he has chosen for me.
happy 1 year on BookTube, Helen. It's been quite a year, and you asked me for some book recommendations, and I chose The Midnight Library by Matt Haig for you. It's a very atmospheric and whimsical and kind of philosophical book about loving yourself and also choosing yourself in a way. There is some trigger warnings for depression and suicide attempts in the beginning of the book, but I really, as someone with mental health issues, with the same issues as Nora, who is the main character, I really loved seeing her fall in love with living, and the way that she did it, everything, all the lives she got to live. It's just such a beautiful book that is so intricate, and it's just gorgeous in my opinion. So I think you will love it. I hope you will love it. And again, happy anniversary, Helen.
So my library for World Book Night, we're giving out free copies of The Midnight Library, giving them out to customers, and I took one and it's been on my shelf since. I'm determined to read this. I don't think I've read a Matt Haig book yet, but even I've been putting it off because it seemed quite intimidating, and as Kevin said, there are some trigger warnings in this, particularly around suicide. I didn't know how I was going to feel about that, but if you have just listened to Kevin's description of this book, how can you not give it a go? That's how I feel at the moment. That how daft have I been not to give this a try, because how he has just described it just makes me want to read it. So I'm glad he has picked this one. I can't wait to start it. I'm hoping it'll make me pick up some more Matt Haig in the future. I know in a competition I won quite a few books, and one of them was Notes on a Nervous Planet, and again, because I think there'll be some triggers in there around mental health, I've been kind of putting it off a little bit, but if I read this and enjoy it, then hopefully I'll be able to move on to that one. I've only recently met Kevin on BookTube. I love the game Yahtzee, and he does a TBR game around Yahtzee. So as soon as I saw that, I thought I'm subscribing to this channel because I just love Yahtzee. But really, I met him through the Eurovision-a-thon readathon because he joined on this time and was a real contributor. I actually think he won one of my spot prizes that I give away because, oh yeah, when he did his TBR video, he linked them to past songs and his favourite songs, and it was just a spot on TBR for Eurovision-a-thon. He really entered into the spirit of the readathon, so there was no doubt that I was going to give a spot prize to him for that. So yeah, check out Kevin's channel if you like Yahtzee, if you like if you want somebody who's I'm a Eurovision fan, but I couldn't tell you as much information about Eurovision and the Eurovision songs as Kevin did in that video, so definitely go back and check some of those. And he's just really honest and open about his experience in life and the things that have happened to him along the way. And so if you're looking for somebody who's really honest and open, go and check out Kevin's channel. But I just want to say sorry about the lighting for starters, because I've tried my best to kind of close the curtains but keep them a bit open, so I've got some light. I don't know why I'm not using my tiny ring light. I need to get back onto using that. But I just want to say thank you so much to all of the 10 people who picked out books and did me a video to describe them. I didn't need to describe any of these books because they all described them so well in their videos, so they basically did my job for me. But you can see just even from these videos why they're such lovely friends to have, how supportive they are, and how how knowledgeable they are about books. And so I hope, if anything, it makes you want to reach out and go and check out their channels if you aren't already. And I'm doing the shadow dance to get the light back in. Way! I borrowed this off Sophie from her birthday in August, so yeah, I liked it. So thank you so much for all your support, and I look forward hopefully to your support in the next year, and hopefully to learn a bit more. I recently did my first reading vlog where I actually went out to places, and so hopefully I can build on that a little bit and get that a bit more polished. Hopefully I can get this a bit more polished. But to do a year of videos just on your phone, where you're editing on your phone and just using programs that you've never used before to come up with your own thumbnails and your own designs and things, I don't think I've done too badly, and I'm really proud of myself. Well, no matter what happens, if I don't get any more subscribers after this, I am just delighted with how this has gone this year, and hopefully next year I can do similar. Okay, bye.